Hi, my name is Joe, and no, I do not work in a button factory. My boyfriend, Joe, inspired me to go, and after him reaching his 100th episode last night, inspired me to go out one, and give this a shot, at least as a way to air out my feelings and whatnot. So, that's it. Well, maybe not all of it, because I have some very powerful opinions, and probably this is one of the only ways people will actually listen to me. Well, they already do listen to me, but I think this is a better way to get it across to people, because there's a lot of things going on in the world, and we need to start focusing on them instead of focusing on trivial things that are simply fixed by ceasing government intervention. So, hey, so many things to talk about. I can't think of what to talk about. Well, let's talk about me, since, of course, it's me. I'm Joe. I have grievances. For understandably, I have Asperger's syndrome, which makes me socially inept by giving me a literal analytical mind. It takes things personally and can't interpret body language or any nonverbal cues, of which most 80% of the conversation is made up. Wonderful to think. On top of this, God sees the challenge of adversity. So what does he on top of that give me? He gives me ADD/I/W. Now, for those who know, and those who only mainly listen to the media, which a lot of has a liberal bias to it, there are three main types of ADD. There's the ADHD, which is the most you hear about on news television. This is the combination disadvantage, the over-attentive, under-attentive, plus hyperactivity that you hear so much about. Second kind is ADD/H. This is predominantly hyperactive. These are the people bouncing off the wall, bouncing from thing to thing. These are the great multitaskers. I have the third kind called ADD/W/. No, the ADD/I/W means ADD predominantly inattentive without hyperactivity. What we are called is the hyperfocusers. That is in our own little. Basically, if we find something we find fascinating, or we get something we really zero in on, we become oblivious to the entire world. Okay? And nothing short of the hand of God himself can really restore us from this place. We are not the great multitaskers. We are great on projects where there's only a few, where there's a strict guide, where there's guidelines and rules set in place. We will do wonders with this. This is why you commonly see us as interior decorators, coders, artists, interior decorators, contractors, anything that's one main job with a few aspects to us, we will do excellent at. What else? Well, I mentioned I had a boyfriend, so obviously it means to be gay. But not gay as in the way that you would think gay. Like, I am not stereotypically gay. I refuse to fall into that category. I am what is known as a cub, which is the younger version of the bear community. And when I came out, in fact, since 8th grade in middle school, and I found a bear site surfing through CompuServe. Yeah, way back in the day. I'm old, okay? I know CompuServe. I know, compared to people who were like, I saw the internet when it first was created through the military network. But, okay, that's a tangent. That's not a tangent, so let's go back to me. I knew about since the middle school and 8th grade. I was gay. And I knew that I liked bears. I didn't know that they were called bears at the time, but I knew that I liked slightly bigger, more filled out men. Are furry, or a little furry, or not as furry. You get the point. I can't go for the just skinny, fashion conscious, trendy, effeminate person. I just like, oh my god. But not to say that they're bad people. I know people like that and they're really cool. I just don't go for those kind of people. You can be my friend, but you ain't gonna get anywhere near my pants. Okay, so yeah, I love the bear community. If you ever see the movie, my friend Roy lives in Dallas, Texas. He will tell you, if you ever want to know about the bear community, well, ask one of us. But if you want to know the basic gist of it, watch Disney's Brother Bear. And it's true, especially when you see the salmon run part, you'll know what I'm talking about. So. And I'll probably have other things to talk about much later, but, you know, we're just going to go like, back. Okay, so, well, I guess I'll talk about my one big thing that really irks me and as I said, I have disabilities. What irks me is I also have an IQ of 126. So I basically have to function like a normal person and do everything normal people do. I just have these limitations and things that I have to overcome on a daily basis. Yeah, most people might have them every so often, but mine are more of a continuous thing in a daily drag, and I try to see the positive in them, but some days it's just really hard. It makes you just have to sit back and wonder, why, God, why? But I have joy in my life, so I know I can get through things now. Well, a lot easier than I have before, but, well, I sort of got off topic. I hate it when that happens. Well, I bid you a farewell, my minions.